Hello, everyone. Harry here to talk about once America's mayor, now America's scofflaw and miscreant, Rudy Giuliani. Okay, we could summarize the year or more, well, it's really been since almost 4 years now that he totally defamed the Georgia election workers, Ruby Freeman and Shay Moss, told a completely concocted story about their throwing away suitcases with ballots, totally upended their life, went down to Georgia and just totally fed the legislature and the public complete crap. And the justice system has been, little by little, the wheels of justice grind slowly, trying to redeem or vindicate the defamation claim. So, a very big verdict for Moss and Freeman, about $150 million in that, plus other money that Giuliani owes, mainly to lawyers, former friends, who he just doesn't pay. He's a total deadbeat, and you would think he doesn't have two nickels to rub together, except he continues to fly in private planes and live the high lifestyle that he loves, more or less thumbing his nose at the justice system. Anyway, we went through this whole series of proceedings. He finally declares bankruptcy. In the previous Moss and Freeman action, he just completely is contemptuous of the court, won't give any information on money. I mean, this is just a guy who is below shameless, if that's not accurate as an English matter, but it is accurate as a descriptive matter. So he has done everything to avoid and without regard to any legal obligations. Finally, you may remember the bankruptcy judge, at the request of Moss and Freeman, dissolved the bankruptcy case, meaning the protections that bankruptcy affords were now gone, and it was open field on Giuliani. So Moss and Freeman could just go and sue him in different states. I want this asset. I have a judgment for $148 million. He has no bankruptcy protection. Mr. Sheriff, please put this multi-million-dollar condo up for auction and give me the money, and, so take it away from Giuliani. Okay, and that's the basic stage we are at as of about 6 weeks ago, and Moss and Freeman now can go from state to state, and of course there are other creditors as well, and just sue him flat out. You owe me, I have a judgment here. Other states have to respect this judgment that I got in my defamation action in Georgia. Put his condo up for auction, but also put his car and put his clothes and put his socks. I mean, there's no bankruptcy protection here, and just he is naked in front of the law in theory. Okay, so the big two assets that he has, and they come nowhere near the $148 million that he owes, and they will never get full justice. But they have gone after a luxury condo that Giuliani has in Florida. That is the latest. They have sued and said, see that they've gone to Florida. Here's our judgment. See that condo over there worth many millions of dollars? Please put it up for auction and give us the money. Giuliani, anticipating this, has tried to avail himself of a special law in Florida called the homestead exception. So it says, even if it's not bankruptcy protection, even, whatever the situation is, you can't take a person's primary residence. That's just something we don't permit to happen here in Florida. And we don't have to give full faith and credit because our own law says we will not provide, turn over someone's primary residence and leave him in the street in his pajamas. Something you could imagine Rudy Giuliani doing. He's also had a whole sort of aspect of very erratic behavior all this time. Okay, but they've come in and said this is bogus and this is fraud on the Florida court, because guess what? It's not his primary residence. He's been living everywhere but of late. while he's also been continuing to have private planes, eat high on the hog, live high on the hog, and that he's claiming the protection of the Florida homestead is wrong, and so therefore you should take it away. He'd still, it wouldn't be his last residence anyways. You're not throwing him out in the street, and this is just fraud on the court. So that's the, closer and closer and closer and closer, but still, Giuliani bobs, weaves, lies, steals, and completely ignores court orders. And, to date, it's tantalizingly close for Moss and Freeman and other creditors, but they don't have it yet. And we'll see what the Florida courts say about whether his luxury condo down there can be sold and the funds given over in partial and very much only partial satisfaction of his $150 or so million debt. So that's the stakes now in Florida. Did Giuliani lie in trying to claim the homestead exception? That's now for Florida courts to determine and potentially sell it and give a check nowhere near full amount, but give a check that would certainly really, sock it to Giuliani, to Moss, Freeman, and there are other creditors, as I say, in the wings. Talk to you later. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video and other Talking Feds content, please take a second to like and subscribe. Talk to you later.